live. We're live. We're live. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Traveling with Bruce. Just checking, make sure all my settings are all right. I think we're good to go. We're there. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to what day is it today? Tuesday. Tuesday, February the 27th, 2018. Welcome to another day of fun. What a day. We had a beautiful sunny day going here in Creston. I'm just pointing at the outside. It was great. And then about half an hour ago, the clouds moved in. And we got a 60% chance of sorry, folks, 60% chance of snow. And I'm just having trouble with my phone here. We're getting snow. Unbelievable. But we're about 34, 35 degrees, so it's going to be wet snow. So, it's not going to be that bad. But it's winter, It's that time of year. What are you going to do? Been waiting all day to go on the air. I tell you, folks, I'm happy to say this is kind of the favorite time of day for me. And it's such a favorite time of day. I'm doing it twice. We're going live again tonight in 3 hours. So this is my first show, the 5 o'clock Eastern show, and I'm going to do another show at 8 o'clock Eastern tonight. And if you can't get enough of me, well, maybe you can. Maybe there's a way you can get enough of me. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing if we can reach more members of the audience. Folks who've been working and can't catch me live might be able to catch me live at 8 o'clock, and we'll build the audience even more. We'll see how it kind of goes. But I kind of like the 5 o'clock slot, but I kind of curious about the 8 o'clock slot because I'm out west, and the population of the country and the continent is more out east. So anyway, we'll do what we can. This is Traveling with Bruce. For those of you who've never been here before, this is Bruce. I'm 3 miles north of the Idaho border. The United States is just over there. It's getting kind of covered in cloud now, but it looked good earlier today. America looked good. Canada looks great from where I'm looking out here. All is well. My channel is all about traveling, cruise ship vacations, going on a cruise, finding a deal. I love talking about trends in the cruise business, rumors or news announcements, new ships that are coming, anything like that. And so I welcome any of your comments about that. And we'll compare notes, and we'll talk about cruises. This is an open Q&A setting here, so you can ask me anything you want about cruise ships, going on a holiday. What about the new ships coming up? Whether you should get a drink package or not. If you're new to cruising, you're a newbie, you've come to the right channel. Believe me, do not be intimidated. You have come to the right place because there are no dumb questions from new cruisers. There's some doozies, but no dumb questions. But anything you want to know about going on a cruise for the first time or 10th time, or you haven't been on a cruise in 10, 15 years and you want to know, kind of get caught up with what's going on, you've come to the right place right here. Between myself and my viewers who are signing in right now, saying hi to me, telling me where they're located and what their high temperature is today, we will probably have an answer for you on the spot if you've got a question about going on a cruise or what you should do or how you should do what, or you name it. You'll probably learn stuff today. And on all of these broadcasts, you'll learn more about going on a cruise than you could possibly learn from any 5-minute video out there, because we cover it all and we cover it right on the spot. So we're live and we're happy to answer any questions you have. Like I said, just fire away whatever it is you need to know. Now, updates. Oh, every day I have updates. It just never ends. I have YouTube updates. YouTube is an evolving, moving creature. It's exciting, but it's changing all the time. Right now, my channel, when I got off the air yesterday, I was sitting at 1,164 subscribers. I just noticed, I was just looking at some stats. 4 weeks ago, I was at 500. In 4 weeks, I've gone from 500 subscribers to 1164. It's mind numbing. I lose track sometimes how far I've come. I noticed about a week and a bit ago, I was at 700 something. Like 2 weeks ago, I was at 700. And I thought I'll never make 1,000 because I had to make 1,000 by February the 20th to remain monetized. Well, we made it. Unbelievable. Thanks to a lot of you folks out there. And we called people and contacted people, my subscribers who I had 900 odd subscribers on the last day. And oh man, the phone calls got made, emails got sent. threats might have been issued. Strong arming was definitely on the table. We made 1,000 subscribers on the 19th of February, and here we are now at 1,100 right now, 1,174. That's where I am right now, 1,174. So I just want to thank everybody who's joined in on this channel in the last few weeks. I keep forgetting that on Boxing Day, December the 26th, I was with my daughter's house, just celebrated Christmas. Hadn't done a video for almost a week, and my daughter's boyfriend, he became the 150th subscriber in front of me. He just subscribed while I was there. So I was hanging out with the 150th subscriber, December the 26th. This is what is it now? February, I said February 27th. 2 months later, and we're 1,174. I mean, my goodness. So that's 1,124 new subscribers in 60 days. Well, for my channel, unbelievable from where we were. For Casey Neistat, he grows 1,000 subscribers in about 4 hours. But he's got 9 million now. So he's got a bit of a head start. So fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Now, news on YouTube. Those of you who care, I'm still not monetized. I was monetized and getting paid for commercials up until the 20th of February, and then all of us got demonetized that were of a certain size or smaller, about 9 or 10 million of us. And I was immediately notified that, yes, you're demonetized, but you're on the review list right now. You're automatically on the review list. You should know within a week. Well, today's a week. I haven't heard a thing. And I'm desperately trying to find information from wherever I can find it. How long is this going to be? Because this is my living. The irony was that the day before I got demonetized, best day I ever had on YouTube. Best day. And I thought, well, if I could keep this pace up, I can make car payments. I can pay insurance. I can pay bills. Cut off the day after, and haven't heard a word since. Have been checking different what are those called? Vlog sites and YouTube discussion pages and these kinds of places to get updates on what's going on. And I'm hearing nightmares. I'm hearing 2 to 4 weeks for renewal. So it might be a month that I don't get paid to do this. So my only form of income, and I don't want to sound like a beggar, but the only form of income I got now is Super Chat. And that's where people, out of the goodness of their hearts, send me money through YouTube on live streams. And there's a $sign probably on the bottom of your devices. When you send me a message, you can send me money. $1, $2, I don't know, whatever you want. I've had a number of people sending me $3 and $5, and someone sent me 5 British pounds. And I really appreciate it because it compensates for not getting anything from YouTube. But I fear it's a month that I'm going to be down before I see a dime again. So it's just so frustrating. You have no way of knowing. You have no one to call. There's no 800 number. So you just kind of work for free and see what happens. So anyone who sends me Super Chat money, oh my God, you guys are great. I really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. And we'll just go from there. I've had one subscriber send me do a Patreon pledge. I have a Patreon site, and they're doing a Patreon pledge. Thank you for that too. That's fabulous. That's like a monthly, commitment. Thank you so much for that. Anyway, so that was that. Now today I got some other news from YouTube. So speaking of news, found out today that YouTube has announced that they are now starting today maybe or tomorrow, but at any time, these live streams that I'm doing with you guys, when you're with me, you see the comments coming over your screen. You see you can type in, and you can see what you've typed, and you can see what other people have typed, and you can talk to each other. And I read these messages to the world, because in the evening when people watch this show, they don't see the typing. Well, apparently they will now. YouTube is changing live streaming, and they're going to issue and publish comments that you folks are making. So behave yourselves. And so whatever's being typed in will actually be part of the broadcast going forward. And I don't have to download special software and work on special codes and learn all kinds of other computer techniques that I don't want to learn. I don't want to do that. I just want to do this. Anyway, so I'm really happy about that. I think that's a wonderful thing, because apparently now, for my channel, this will actually enhance my channel's performance, because the comments that you guys are posting already do count as comments and interaction with the creator. It's already a good thing. Any thumbs ups you guys have been giving me, which I really appreciate, also a really good thing. I think we had 55 yesterday. Thank you for that. But now, apparently, these comments here are going to register inside Google search, and it enhances my profile in the search engines. And over the next weeks and days and weeks and months, these thousands and thousands of comments that will be coming through as we keep on going forward, as they have anyway, will enhance the searchability of my channel. So this is wonderful news. All right, great. If only I were monetized to get something out of it. So that is fantastic news. I was really glad to hear that. I was really amazed about that. I was just, going, that's fantastic. This saves me a nightmare, because I've been looking at various software entities out there to do these enhancements, and it's just great that YouTube has said, no, we're going to do this in-house, and we're going to put these comments on there, and away we go. So I don't know if today's episode is going to be enhanced that way, or if it'll be later this week, or exactly, but they've rolled it out, they've said. And so I'm assuming that sooner or later it's going to show, and I'm happy as a clam about that. So that's other YouTube news. Fantastic. Thank you, YouTube. I got to thank those guys. I'm just amazed at the fact that there are 20 odd million channels, 1 billion watchers, 400 hours of video is uploaded to YouTube every second. There are the top 250 YouTubers in the travel segment that I'm part of. To make number 250, I'd have to have 120,000 subscribers to make number 250, just to give you an idea how big YouTube is. And it just floors me that they handle all of that, all the uploading, all the watching, everything else inside these unbelievable computer systems all over the world. It's just an amazing system, and I can talk to you folks live from my home in Creston. I just find it incredible, and I want to say hi to you all, and let's find out who's here. Heather Young, it was the first to type in about 4 minutes before I went on air. 62 in Kentucky. Hi, everybody. Sunny, beautiful day here. Debbie is saying, watching videos of people missing their cruise ships. What a hoot. George McCrower, 71, mostly cloudy, the villages in Florida. Hi, George. How are you, pal? Nice to have you back. Malika Smith. Hi, Bruce. Hi, Malika. Anna EP. Hi from Honolulu. 80 and breezy today. Oh, gosh darn it. I wish I was getting that kind of weather. Excel Lospo in Tokyo. Spring is coming. High of 15 degrees Celsius later today. That's 60 Fahrenheit, basically. Almost double yesterday's high. That's fantastic. Scott Durwood is here. Hi, Bruce. 27 Fahrenheit and windy in Havre, blowing 30. Windy in Havre and 27. That feels colder. Bob Hollis. Hi, Bruce. First timer here. 62 in Atlanta. Bob, how are you? Welcome to the channel. This is fantastic. I hope you've subscribed or are seriously thinking about it. There's a button there. There's a button there. Give us a thumbs up. Fantastic. Any questions you have, you let us know. Otherwise, watch and listen and take it all in. And I'm glad you're here. This is fantastic. Mary W. Hi, everyone. Sunny and 47 here in New Hampshire. That's not so bad. Pamela Jordan did sign in. I think she's going to say something shortly. Anna EP was glad to find you, as we will be doing our first cruise next spring around the Hawaiian Islands. So I don't have to fly. I don't have to fly, and before we move back to the mainland. So I was glad to find you. So we're doing our first cruise next spring around the Hawaiian Islands. So I don't have to fly. Oh, so you don't have to fly to Hawaii to see Hawaii. You can just take the cruise over. That's what you're telling me? I think I got it. Fantastic. Before we move back to the mainland. I didn't quite understand the last part of that. Kelly Stojanovic. Hey, Bruce. I am going on Royal Caribbean in April. We want to know, can we take drinks, water, tea, soda? Okay. Hey, Kelly. By the way, Kelly, how are you? Akron, Ohio. I believe you're in. No, you're not in Akron. You're at the Football Hall of Fame. Why can't I remember that? Football Hall of Fame for the NFL. That's where you're at. Canton, Ohio. Thank you, Canton. Welcome back, Kelly. Okay. Can we take drinks, water, tea, soda? Depending on the line with Royal Caribbean, I believe you can. What I would do, again, it depends what you want to bring with you. Usually, you're allowed to bring a bottle of wine with each of you for each adult. When my wife and I go, we have one bottle of wine in my suitcase, one in hers, not the carry-on, but just the big old suitcases surrounded by all the clothing. I like to pack for a 1-week cruise. I'll pack 3 dozen sodas. My favorite is caffeine-free Diet Coke because I can't get the caffeine-free Diet Coke in cans on board the ship. And I save about $2.50 a can by not buying it from the cruise line. And 36 cans times $2.50 a shot, about $80. Thank you very much. I'll save the $80. Thank you. I'll still buy a cola in the main restaurant or at a specialty restaurant. I'll still buy a Diet Coke on my room card because I won't carry a can in on something like that. No, but in the buffet, I think nothing of having a couple of cans in a drink, sport cup. Take a sport cup. You know, one of those tall ones with your own straw. Take one for yourself and your traveling companion, husband, and friend, and you can fill it up with ice in your room because your room steward will bring you ice every morning. And then if you have sodas already in your mini bar fridge, or your iced tea or whatever you're doing, then you can pour a can or two of those into your sport cup, and now you're good for hours. And that's what I do. I'll take that to the buffet. I'll take the sport cup with the cola in it to the buffet, and no one bats an eye. Not a worry. So yes, you can take water, tea, you can take soda, a couple bottles of wine. You betcha. And if you like chocolates, you like chocolate or chocolate bars, take a bunch of those, put them in baggies like Ziploc bags, pop them in there, and then take them and then just throw them into your fridge in your room, and then enjoy one whenever you want. You won't have to buy them on the ship if you're buying them in bulk at Walmart or at Costco, or wherever you like to shop. Let's see. Scott Batchley's here. Hi, Bruce. Cold day today in Ventura, California. Got a little rain last night for a change, 55 degrees, but you got rain, and that's a good thing. That's good to hear. Elizabeth Breen is here, 77 and sunny in Daytona. Lovely. Welcome back, Elizabeth. Debbie, wow. Pamela Jordan. Hi, Bruce and everyone. Sunny and 65 here in Iva, South Carolina. Not so bad, Pamela. Debbie, are you monetized now? Nope. No, Deb, I am not monetized. I am working for free now for a week. I have not been paid. I might not be paid for a month. I fear, as I feared before, I've talked about this. I feared and I figured they're behind, so drowning in, remonetization scenarios, even though they've cut off probably 8 million channels that have no hope of being monetized right now because they don't have 1,000 subscribers. They don't have 4,000 hours of view time. But there's a couple million of us, of me. There's a couple million like me, I think, that have reached certain parameters in the last 30 days. And now we have to be reviewed. And I don't know if this is a human thing, an artificial intelligence thing, combination of the two. I have no idea. And it kind of irks me that they announced it a month ago. We're scrambling like crazy to meet the standards. Now we're demonetized, and I have no end date. I have not seen a video yet of a YouTuber who said, "I'm back. I got remonetized." No, I haven't seen anything like that. So it's been a week, and I don't know of a single channel that's actually been remonetized with this new policy. So I don't know what is going on for sure. I'm praying that it is a bulk thing. I'm kind of hoping that, a million channels in one shot they'll just hit the switch and go, okay, you guys are good to go. You're back on this. You're back in the stream now. Carry on. And the other million are coming behind you. But I don't know. I'm in the dock here, in the dock. So super chat is my only form of income now, and it's it's up to you guys if you want to throw me a couple of bucks, and I would appreciate it if you did, but you don't have to. But I'd appreciate it. Pamela Jordan, hi Bruce and everyone. Deb is saying that. Good morning, Bruce from Belinda. It's 73 degrees here in Australia. Welcome to the chat today, Belinda. Debbie Emmanuel, hi Bruce, sunny but warmer in Chico at 62. Very good. Charles Jordan, hi Bruce. How you doing, Charles? Olani, I keep kind of screwing that up, don't I? Olani Cullum, hi Bruce. Around 65 in the Fort Worth area today. Hope you get monetized again soon. You got that right. My wife too, kind of hoping. Melody Callaghan, hi. Lake Charles, LA, 70 degrees. Lake Charles, Louisiana, 70 today. How are you, Melody? Welcome to the channel today. If you're new, welcome. I'm not sure if you're here from before. Sylvan is here. Sylvan Forest. Hi, Bruce. Here we are in Delray Beach, 82 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny and very pleasant. Drink of the day is a Bloody Caesar with our daily cigar. I love the variety. You know, that way to go there, Sylvan. Welcome back, buddy. Debbie Manuel. Hi, Debbie. Sylvan, you are making me look up ingredients now for a Bloody Caesar. You got her going, Sylvan. You got her going. Kelly Stoyanovic. Hi, Bruce. We are going on Royal Caribbean in April. Can we take water sortie on board of this? Thanks. Love your channel. Yep, I've already answered that. Yes, you can. Sean Johnson, sunshine in St. Louis, 69 degrees. Not too bad, Sean. That's pretty good. Soulful music, 1 degree Celsius. Heavy snow. Dublin, Ireland. The beast from the east has arrived, and it's hitting Ireland and the UK. Yeah, it has arrived. Paula K. Hi, Bruce. Hello, Bruce. 60 degrees and beautiful sunshine. Everyone's in a great mood in Hanover, PA. Fantastic. Wes Morrison. Hi, Bruce. Overcast and 77 here in New Braunfels, Texas. How you doing, pal? Canton, Ohio. Thank you. I know I was having trouble. Crystal Johnson's here. Hello, Mr. Bruce. It's now 68 in Burlington, North Carolina. Feels like spring. Tonight, dropping down to 55. North Carolina weather is crazy. 2 seasons in one day. Yeah, it's true. You're on that line. You know, it comes and it goes. The Arctic comes in. The Arctic backs off. Yeah, you're right on the dividing line. No kidding. Kelly saying, I'm going to take the metal ones, stay cold all day. Those are the drink cups, the sport cups. You bet. That's a good idea. Absolutely. Sean Johnson, Kelly, Royal Caribbean does not allow you to bring beverages on board. Last cruise, we had a case of water confiscated on our entry. They told me that soft drinks and water are available in their cheaper packages. Well, fair enough, Sean, whatever they told you. My thinking is, Kelly, shove those cans in your luggage in the big suitcases and make them take them out. Just make them find them, make them take them out. I don't think that's going to happen. If you're on a big ship, I don't think it's going to happen. Don't carry it on your carry-on. That's all I'm saying. Steve Bartley, got my stockholder credit today for my next cruise. Steve, way to go, buddy. For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, I did a video a while back. It's called a shareholder credit that all cruisers are entitled to. If you're a shareholder of the big 3, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, or Norwegian, own 100 shares of stock in your brokerage account, your IRA, whatever, you qualify for a credit on every cruise you take, no matter which cruise line these companies own. Excuse me. So in the case of Carnival, you know, they own Holland America, Princess, excuse me, Cunard, of course, the Carnival line itself, Seabourn. They own all these different lines. And if you go on any of those cruise ship lines, any of those lines for a holiday, let's say a 1-week holiday, you get a $100 cabin credit. Every cruise, unlimited. If you take 5 a year, 8 a year, you get 100 every time. Doesn't matter. All the other deals they have, the cabin credit for the cruise itself, or you know, they're giving you a free internet package or what, that's all additional. This shareholder credit is on top of everything else because you're a part owner of the corporation, and that stands for Norwegian and Royal Caribbean as well. So that's what he's talking about. He's taking advantage of the shareholder deal, and it's been available for years, and it's just not talked about by very many channels out there because it's kind of boring, but it's not boring. If you take a repositioning cruise, a 15-day repositioning cruise, which already is on sale. I saw one earlier today. I'm going to talk to you about some of these shortly, but I think there's a Holland America 15-day cruise, $800 for the balcony, and you get a $250 cabin credit being a shareholder. How can you beat that? That's $125 a person. Your cruise just went down to $750 or so, $760, 15 days. Balcony, Oosterdam. Enjoy. You're welcome. That's a pretty good deal. So that's good stuff. Thanks. Way to go, Steve. Thanks for telling me. Kelly is Kelly Busivac. She's here saying hi. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Alani is saying, even though I get a kick out of you trying to say my name, it's just like the Disney Alani Resort in Hawaii, if that helps. Doesn't help. I've never been to the Alani Resort. But I keep trying. I'll just keep trying. Kelly is saying, first cruise ever in 2 weeks to Panama on Holland America. I'm from the south. I'm from south of Canton, Ohio. Sunny and 57. Kelly, fantastic. You're going on Holland America, 2 weeks Panama. It's just going to be good. It's going to be good. And it's going to be good. And it's going to be really good. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. You're just going to love it. You're going to love the food. You're going to love the ship. You're going to love the service. You're going to love the cabin. You're going to love it all. I'm looking forward to your report when you get back. Tell me how it went. That's fantastic. Just have to wait it out. That's the only problem. Judy Anstis is saying, hey, Bruce, rain is gone. Woohoo! 57 degrees in Sacramento, California. Cannot wait for my transatlantic cruise to England, April the 21st on the Norwegian Jade. Yes, the repositioning cruise to Southampton. That is going to be fantastic. That, you know, when you get there, you don't have any jet lag, don't have any boat lag. You get off the ship and you're all acclimatized to the time change because it took place over the 14, 15-day cruise. That's going to be fantastic. Kay Sib, have you been to Cuba? No, I have not been to Cuba. I've been 90 miles south of Cuba. I lived in the Cayman Islands. What would you like to know, Kay Sib, about Cuba? Maybe I can help you. And we'll answer any questions you have. Pat Reed is saying, hi, Bruce. Sunny and 55 in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I hope they backdate your monetization. That's not happening. I threatened many people into subscribing to your channel. Laugh out loud. You knew someone that had been to Vegas and things happened in Vegas and was supposed to stay there. And you kind of said, if you want to keep them there, you better subscribe to his channel. You're that guy, right? Fantastic. No, they're not backdate. They don't backdate. No, they don't do it, unfortunately. Kathy Butler's here. Hi, everybody. Hey, Kathy, how you doing? Good to have you here today. Doreen Chapman. Hi, Bruce. +2 here in Nova Scotia. Still above the freezing line. We'll take it. K-Sib going to Cuba on Empress of the Seas, March the 12th. Right on. The cruises to Cuba have sort of started in the last 8 months, a year, or something like that. A number of cruise lines are upping their voyages to Cuba. The first few were expensive because there was no competition. Now more cruise lines are going to add cruises to Cuba. But under the current administration and the unpredictability of everything, we don't know if in a heartbeat that's going to change. But so far, so good. The cruise lines seem to have a pretty good in with the administration. They were able to avoid any kind of tax increase on cruises or cruise lines in the last budget through the tax bill. There was a rumor that there was going to be some kind of a tax imposed somehow, some way on cruise lines, but they were able to lobby through that. And at the moment, Cuba is A-OK to go to for cruise lines. We'll see how long that lasts, but so far, so good. That much I can tell you. I can tell you too on Cuba. I did hear during the hurricane season when the Eastern Caribbean was really getting hit. There was the one hurricane that came up and ended up in Florida did hit northern coast of Cuba, and the unbelievable amounts of rain that was coming down for days really flooded out parts of a number of port cities in Cuba. Havana for a little while, and so some of the streets had 2-3 feet of water at high tide on them. But I can tell you that the Cubans have built their infrastructure and their cities in such a way that they can handle that. They can handle flooding. They're able to do it. High curbs on the side of the streets, so a foot and a half of water can go cascading down the street and doesn't go on the sidewalk. That kind of thing. And then the front door of most of these buildings are 3 or 4 steps higher. They've kind of built their infrastructure to expect this kind of stuff. But I hear positive and mediocre things about Cuba. Others say fantastic things about Cuba. They have resorts there, all-inclusive resorts that Canadians have been using for decades. Europeans for decades have gone to Florida. Air France has direct flights in. I believe British Airways also, and other airlines. They take passengers to Cuba all the time for holiday time. Americans are totally out of the loop, have been since the 60s on the availability of cheap vacations on Cuba. But the cruise ship thing is new for Americans and North Americans in general, because Canadians had no way of taking a cruise to Cuba, even though they could go to Cuba if they wanted to in the past. This country has never had an issue with Canadians going to Cuba. But the cruise ship thing, they started with the smaller ships, the older ships, and thought they let's see how it goes kind of thing. And the reaction's been positive. More and more people are going, and now the cruise lines are dedicating a little bit, a few larger ships and newer ships to the area. So we'll see how that builds out, and time will tell. Bob Hollis is saying, booking Harmony of the Seas this fall. Any direction on best deck for outside balcony? Geez, Bob, man, have you got choices? You've got the outside, the outside of the ship that looks out to the ocean. You've got the back of the ship looking out kind of the ocean and the inside. Then you've got the inside balconies that look across the other balcony on the other side of the ship, because the back of it is open, right? The back of the ship is open. But if you're close to the back of the ship, you also have the view out the back between the two hallways, the two wings of the ship. And so you've got that plus this view, and then you can see down to Central Park and all the other neighborhoods they've got there. So you've got choices galore. I don't have a favorite or a non-favorite for you. But what I would do is I would go to the Royal Caribbean website, and you'll probably see some really good deck plans there. You get some kind of schematic feel for the vessel. But otherwise, what I would do is go to YouTube, like I would do before I did this. If I was thinking of a cruise on that ship, I'd be looking at videos for balcony units on the ship for people who've already made videos, YouTubers, or they're not professional YouTubers, they're just amateur YouTubers that love to put an occasional video up for fun, and they've made one of their ship, of their cabin, and showing it off to their relatives. So you may want to check that out and see what kind of videos you can come up with for balcony units on the ship, and see what you find. Peter Heckema, hi from Tarpon Springs, Florida. 87 degrees here today. 87 just for you. Info, we are 20 miles north of Clearwater, which U.S. rated as America's #1 beach. Nice, man. That is fantastic. Peter, that's awesome. 87 degrees. My goodness, that's wonderful. You're killing me. Kelly Stoyanovich is saying, hey, Kelly Bukova, I'm in Mazion, few miles from the Hall of Fame. How close are you? We're going to the Caribbean. You got neighbors watching me. Crystal Johnson, congrats, Kelly, on your first cruise. I have 193 days until my first cruise. Woohoo! The days are going by. Kathy saying, Bruce, do you recommend the New England cruises? Okay, New England cruises. I do and I don't. They're becoming popular, more and more popular. And New England and the Maritimes of Canada, Quebec City, Montreal, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, charming locales, really charming, beautiful. If you've never been, you got to go. You won't be disappointed if you go. It's the cruises are incredibly popular in the fall because of the changing colors of all the leaves. It's really, really beautiful. So yes, in that regard, yeah, it's nice. Where I'm a bit concerned, well, not concerned, I'm a bit curious about going forward now is I've been reading news articles from time to time, local kind of news reports coming out of the region of New England, that area, Maine and Massachusetts and others, where too much of a good thing is kind of a bad thing. And the cruise lines have been increasing the frequency with which they are coming into those ports with passengers. And these villages, towns, small cities, but really towns, get a town of 7,000 people being inundated by 2,000 passengers for 6 hours. And it's mayhem. It's just complete mayhem because they're not designed to handle that kind of traffic in such a concentrated period of time. And merchants, being merchants and being business people, are jumping on the bandwagon. If they know there are 15 cruise ships coming this summer or 40 cruise ships coming, there's 120,000 passengers coming to town this year, more than normal, the ones that come up for the weekend or the long weekend or a week in the summer or 2 weeks in the summer, or those who live all summer in the cottage up there. Now they're bringing in extra T-shirts and extra keychains and extra schlock to hit up the passengers, hit up the tourists. They're trying to make a living, and some of them are making a darn good living at it. And the local bars in the downtown core that were sleepy in the daytime now are like busy in the daytime, and it's good times. Takes away from the charm of the whole exercise. If your idea was to go there to kind of get away from it all and have a little break. Thanks, Peter. You're defeating the purpose by inundating the town with 2,000 folks, and then tomorrow there's another cruise ship, and the day after that is another cruise ship. And I can tell you, the locals are not happy. A lot of them are not happy, and so I have mixed emotions about it. But business is business, and progress is progress, and what it is what it is. And Peter did it again. Sorry, I'm being distracted here because my little screen here is lighting up. You see this? Look at this. See that little? Look at that. It's Peter. Peter's doing this. He's sending me $1.99, and he's sending me $1.99 again. And then I've got a $5 on it. I don't know what that means now. So he's playing around with the super chat, and he's making a donation, and I really appreciate it. I just had to laugh when I saw the first one. $1.99. Well, whatever you want. It's up to you. You can send me whatever you want, and I love it. I need it. So anyway, the charm of it, I'm worried about that. Worried about the New England thing, and that's kind of my thought. But hey, am I someone to deny a community from making money from cruise? No, but I am seeing the tug of war between those who don't want them in at all and those who want as many ships as humanly possible. In Canada, in St. John, New Brunswick, and in Halifax, they love cruise ship passengers coming in. They count the dollars. They're ready. They can handle passengers. They can handle tourists. It's Halifax, 300,000 people. Oh, bring them in. No problem. 5,000 more a day, no problem. And you'll have a good time there. You'll have lots to see, lots of places to go, history everywhere, Titanic memorabilia. I mean, there's just stuff to see in Halifax and other spots. Prince Edward Island, gorgeous. Anna Green Gables, fantastic. Oh, you'll love it. And they're hungry too. PEI Charlottetown, the city of Charlottetown, maybe the whole island has 30,000 population on it, our smallest province. They're hungry for the business. So you'll be more than welcome if you go. So there you have it. Quebec City, fantastic. Montreal, unbelievable. It's like being in France. You go to Quebec City, you can't believe you're in North America. You can't believe it. You're going, this isn't North America. I'm in France, and you kind of are. It's really beautiful. It's if it's your chance to go to Quebec one time, do it. Go as a passenger, get your 6-8 hours in, and then you may visit Quebec City, as a fly-in passenger, fly-in tourist, or a drive-up tourist a year or two later for a week or so, and you'll enjoy it there too. Let's see, what else am I doing here? Checking up on my. Yeah, here we go. Lisa Moore is saying suggestions on shore excursions in Amber Cove. I don't have any off the top of my head. Does anyone have a suggestion for shore excursions in Amber Cove? I need to know, where is Amber Cove? Help me. Where are you? K-Sib, the lower you are, the more sea spray you will have. Yes, that's true. On the balcony, if you're lower on the ship, you might get some sea spray. That's true. On a real rough sea, oh yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. You're on a cruise ship, of course. Let's see here. Kathy Butler said, never thought of sea spray. Nice tip, Case. Sean Johnson, Bob, I'm booked on Harmony on November 25th sailing. When do you plan to travel? Bob is saying, looking at September 22nd, not yet booked. That's a big day, September 22nd. That's a huge day. That's my birthday, September 22nd. That's a big, big day. That'd be a great day to go on a cruise. Kathy Butler, New England ports didn't look that exciting. Maybe a once only. Well, there are these ports that are just fantastic to see and to enjoy. Again, these quaint places like Bahaba and other spots. Might be a one-time thing, yeah. But I don't think these cruises are cheap. I think these are costly because, again, we don't talk about 5,400 passenger ships here. We're talking about the smaller ones, and they're booked up. They're not going on much of a sale, but to each his own. Scott Batchley, hi Bob, September 22, I will be on the new Norwegian Bliss to Alaska, my 5th time on the Inside Passage. It is great. And man, if you love it, you love it. And why not? Yes, fantastic, Scott. Doreen Chapman, welcome to the Maritimes. That's what she's saying, because that's where she is, I believe. Bob Hollis, Amber Cove is north side of Dominican Republic. Are we talking about the... Okay, thank you, Bob. I just saw your second comment, because I was thinking, isn't that a private? It is. Is it open yet? Has Carnival completed it? Because I'm sure it'll be nice. And I'm imagining that Holland America and Princess will frequent it as well, because it's the same mother corporation that owns it. Daniel Kinney. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Daniel. How you doing, buddy? Welcome back. Peter Heckema. Sorry for the 2-time $1.99. Well, that's what came up on my screen when I was trying to send you $10. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, Peter. I don't know if you sent me $1.99 and another $1.99 and then 5, or whether you said, I don't know how you did it, but it'll come out in my stats later, and I appreciate everything. And you know that when you do send me a super chat, you know you have the right, not the right, well, you do, you have the right. You can send me a message as well. And if you've got a question you want answered before I answer anybody else, you do a super chat, I'll get to you. I'll definitely get to that question. But at this point, I don't have enough comments to really worry about. If we had like triple these comments, you might want to use super chat to get a question in, because it'll stay at the top of the screen for a while, and it'll sort of hang there, and it'll give you some, give your question time for me to get to it. But anyway, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. That's kind of like almost a day's worth of advertising that I've lost, because I've lost 7 now, and I'm probably going to lose 30. So yeah, this is going to be a costly shutdown for now. Bob is saying, yes, that is a Carnival, and he said he was there last April. Okay. Tell me, only shore excursions at Amber Cove are through Carnival. Check out their website. So yeah, if you're curious about knowing about Amber Cove, you can certainly see YouTube videos about it for others who've been there, for sure. Or you can get the itinerary, or you can get the activity list, what you can and cannot do, or what's offered for you to do if you go on the Carnival's website and look up Amber Cove there. Okay, but I would check out some YouTube videos from sort of independent reviewers. If I was there, I'd take the camera and I'd walk around, and I'd then make a video for you guys to tell you what my thoughts on it were, the best of it, the worst of it, the mediocre of it, that sort of thing. I'm sure others have already done it. Okay. Crystal Johnson saying, Mr. Bruce, you know a lot about cruises. Have you ever thought about becoming a travel cruise agent? I have. Crystal, I looked into it. I looked into the travel industry, cruise travel industry business about 15, 20 years ago. I looked into it for the first time. When I used to live in Calgary, Alberta. I was actually looking into being a travel agent, period. Just being a travel agent, but I would then zero in on cruising, because that kind of turned me on more. What I found in Canada and in Calgary, I went to a couple of travel agencies just to kind of take a look at, get a feel for these places. I've always, you've always seen them in shopping malls or in strip malls, and you can always look in the window. In Canada, we have an outfit called, what is it called? Flight 3000, I think is the name of this firm, and they're from the UK and Australia and Canada, and they have locations like franchise type locations at various shopping malls in Canada and in Calgary. They've been around forever, and I was inside one once and talked to a young lady who was working there. There was nobody around. It was quiet. There were like 3 people there, but no customers. And so I was just asking her, do you like your job? Is it okay? How do you like working for these guys? And then I went on the internet and looked them up and tried to do some research on it, but I didn't like the answers I was getting. I didn't like the answers, and I didn't like the research I was finding on that firm. And then I thought, well, maybe I could work for, if I was to go into business, maybe I would work for a larger corporation that owned a travel agency. And I ended up talking to another young lady, younger lady. I was at that point in my 50s. She was in her 30s, and I talked to her for a little while. I didn't like the answers I was getting from her. Didn't tell her. I just absorbed, listened, asked, listened, and then thought about it later. And I just didn't like the answers I was getting. I didn't like the prospects, and I thought to myself, no. The only way I would have gone into that business would have been to join a private travel agency, a sort of an entrepreneur that owned their own agency, where the owner has 25 years of experience, 20 years of experience. They own their own company. They have their own employees, and then they have affiliations with all these various agencies. And that would have been the only way. But the only way in to a firm of that type was you had to have at least 3 years experience in the business or more. And the only way to get that experience at that time would have been for me to join these other firms that I had looked into that I didn't like the look of and I didn't get the feel for. And I felt, it just isn't there. It's just not working for me. I didn't want to do a bunch of courses, lay out a bunch of dough, and then be disappointed with how it all worked out. And I couldn't find personally, and I couldn't find through my little search, a very successful travel agent. I mean, financially doing very well. Because if I were to be one, I would be one of the top moneymaker travel agents, period. Because otherwise I wouldn't do it. And I had a background in the financial services sector. I was a branch manager and a vice president of a stock brokerage firm. I had like 35 employees at one point at one firm that I managed, and I was involved in a number of other businesses that I'd done in the past, and it was either all in or nothing. And I just couldn't get motivated to jump in. It just wasn't there for me. And so it never happened. However, with the creation of the internet in 1993, when I first got my first home computer, I was lucky enough to be living in my basement. I had two young gentlemen living in my basement that happened to be my wife's sister's sons who were going to college. And those two guys, one of the two was a geek, a computer geek, big time. And he's become extremely successful in his career, working computer software and everything else, systems and everything else. And I had the two of these young guys in the basement of the house, and I wanted to get a computer for the home. And I used my nephew and said, all right, young man, show me what I'm getting. Help me out here. And we found the right computer for what I needed. Well, so I was now on the internet. And of course, he showed me how to, A, turn the computer on, 2, turn on the monitor, how to hook everything up, and then how to get into the internet. And what's the internet? And so I learned everything starting in 93. And that's how I began my quest for learning and absorbing what's going on the net. And I was able to become a travel agent now. I was Bruce, the travel agent, on my own computer in my own house. But in those days, you had to go to the websites of each airline one by one by one. You had to go to the websites of the hotels, or you had to have a way to Google the name of a Marriott in Orlando and call them yourself. And, this is primitive days, but I was my own travel agent, and I started putting together travel agency, trips for my family. That's what I was doing. Ernest Gringo, $2. Thank you very much, Ernest. That's another super chat. Thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. It all adds up. I don't care how I get it. I just need it. This is fantastic. Thank you so much for the $2 donation. It's appreciated. It all helps. So I never joined an agency. I never went into the business, but I've been my own guy, and I have been a sponge for learning about the business as a whole. I know that, of course, I knew deep down inside that had I been able to talk my way into a travel agency where there was an owner sitting behind the desk who could see this guy has got passion. He's not a kid either. He's in his late 40s, he's early 50s. He hasn't got time to screw around. If he's going to make it as a travel agent, he's going to make it now. And if I found the right entrepreneur who owned a travel agency that would have said, I'll tell you what I'll do. Give me 2 weeks for free, and I'll teach you everything I can teach you. And within 2 weeks, we'll both know whether you got it or not. And if you've got it, then I'll pay you a guaranteed salary to come in here so that you can live. And I'll make sure that you get trained up as quick as possible so you start making commissions, because if you've got it, you've got it. You're going to make it. But I never found that person. I never knew one. I never knew someone who did know one. And so it never transpired. And so it was a life that never happened. But hey, In another lifetime, perhaps I could have been a travel agent under certain circumstances, and it would have been great. But what can I say? So that was so that's that. But hey, I'm happy doing this. I love, as you can tell. I mean, I just love doing this. Bob Hollis, only short excursions at Amber Cove or through Carnival. Check out the website. Pat Reed, I agree with Crystal. You would make a great travel agent. Thank you, Pat. Kathy, yay, Peter, for the channel support. Yes. Kathy's way ahead. Well, she's kind of, you're even now. Kathy's been supporting me too. Thank you, Kathy, for that Patreon donation you made us. Thanks again. I couldn't thank you yesterday because you saw it last night, but yeah, thank you again. Scott Batchley, Bruce, you are on tonight. Yes, I am. I'm on at 8 o'clock tonight. Folks, I'm doing 2 telecasts today. This one for 5 o'clock Eastern, and I'm on at 8 o'clock Eastern, again, live. Let's talk some more. So it's going to be fun. Let's keep going. Oh, everybody, give me thumbs ups today if you're doing it. Love to get some more thumbs ups. How are we now? 28 up, 1 down, as usual. Love to get those thumbs up, and let's build on that. Thank you very, very much. Lisa Moore saying, thanks, Bob, for the info. Ernest is saying, I took Princess and Holland, and I really liked Holland, but my wife likes Princess. Have you taken Princess? The answer is yes. I've taken them both, and I'm like you. I like Holland. I like Holland more than Princess because of the food in the main dining room and because of the cabin. I liked my cabin. I just found Holland to be a little higher up on the, maybe half a star more. So if one was 4.5 stars, Princess, Holland was 5 stars to me. I also enjoyed the Holland America Spa with the heated loungers. I really like that. I found the Princess's Spa was kind of disjointed, and it was laid out in a funny way, and you had to pay a premium, a higher premium just to be able to use the spa area, and it wasn't as functional as Holland America. I just liked it more. And the staff, I really liked the staff of the Holland America ship, where the crew, the Dutch crew, and no nonsense. They ran a tight ship, a beautiful ship, and I really liked it. I was on the Oosterdam, just so you know, Holland Oosterdam, and I was on the Ruby Princess for the Princess cruise. Did both cruises, Mexican Riviera, so I was able to compare apples to apples for the same itinerary that we had. But the Holland America ship left San Diego, and the Princess ship left Los Angeles. I've done 2 Princess cruises and 1 Holland America. The 2 Princesses were both Mexican cruises out of Los Angeles, and we enjoyed the cruise. Like, we didn't hate it. We found it quite all right because, of course, we did Princess twice. You know, we went back to Princess the second time. We got a good deal on Princess, got balconies both times, and same with Holland America. But I enjoyed Holland America just more. My wife, too, also noticed little things about food, quality, just things, and we just enjoyed Holland America more. But it's more expensive in general. It's a little more pricey than Princess, but that's the way it was. Now this year, Princess doesn't seem to be on sale at all. Carnival and Princess are coming out of Los Angeles to Mexico. There are no deals. I've been looking all spring. No deals out of Los Angeles this year, or San Diego, or Long Beach. Carnival, same thing. No deals. I mean, they're cheaper than the other 2, but not by a lot. So there are no bargains coming out of California this year, because it used to be that the Norwegian used to do Mexico, and I think Royal Caribbean for a time did it. Now it's down to a few lines, like 3 or 4 lines. That's it, and they stagger their departure days. No competition, just so you know. Kathy Butler, agree. Ernest, trying to decide between Princess and Holland as well. My answer is Holland America. Again, that's just me personally. Yay, Ernest, thanks for supporting Bruce, Kathy says. Thank you, Kathy. Daniel Kinney, I was in 2nd grade in 93, laugh out loud. In 1993, I was an owner of a sports card comic book shop in the Chinook Shopping Mall in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And we had experienced the rise of the sports card market and then the fall of the sports card market. And in 93, it was falling. In 92, 91, 92, good years. 93, 94, bad years. And then there were no more years because that business died and it was all over and it's all gone. I still have some comic books. If you want some, folks, I'll happy to sell them to you. I also have some sports cards, 60,000 of them. You want some? Let me know. Judy Ansta saying, I'm telling you, write that cruise info book with a discount for your subscribers. Oh, Judy, you sent me a wonderful message the other day. Just for those of you who don't know, Judy sent me a wonderful message the other day telling me, Bruce, you should write a book. You should write a book for tailored to new cruisers, telling them all about the ins and outs of booking a cruise, finding a cruise, figuring out what cruise line you want to get on, what you can take on the cruise, all the stuff we talk about all the time. He said you should write a book on that. You should then offer it to your followers, and subscribers get a discount. If you subscribe to the channel, you get a bit of a discount for the book and sell it that way. And I'm certainly thinking about it, but it's only been 2 days that you told me about it. And I got a lot of thinking to do, and I got a whole lot on my mind right now with respect to building this channel. I got my 1,100 subscribers, which is a step in the right direction, but I'm the kid on the block, and I don't have enough subscribers to even think about promoting anything to my subscribers at this point. I can't even go to a cruise line at this point and talk about a get-together cruise because I'm too puny to even get a phone call return. So I have to build my business here. I have to build this channel, and I'm working as hard as I can, and it is growing significantly. I mean, there's no question about it. It's growing significantly, and I appreciate all of you folks joining in on this, and all of your encouragement, and all of your support. I can't thank you enough. I'm defying the odds. This channel is growing faster than channels that have been around for 5 years. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm actually adding subscribers at a faster rate on a percentage basis than all of my competition. It's really stunning to me. I see the analytics, I study them, and I'm just going, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing this as hard as I can. And by August of this year, that'll be my 1-year anniversary. I hope to have certain parameters reached, and it looks like I will. But there are some stumbling blocks along the way, and one of them has been the YouTube uncertainty for creators. They've made changes now twice in a calendar year for monetization. April, before I joined, they changed the rules, and now here in January they've changed it again. And I just want to be one of the good guys and not be one of the bad channels out there creating havoc. And so just waiting for YouTube to say, Bruce, you're in, we love you, keep up the good work, we're going to support you, and we're going to promote you, and don't you stop for anything, and just go, you will do it. And so I'm just waiting for them to say, you're remonetized, and that would be really comforting, because this day-to-day thing is like watching an hourglass. It's like Chinese water torture. It's mind-numbing. A year from now, it won't matter, I hope. A year from now, I'll look back and go, oh, I remember how stressed I was about that, and now we're over here, and that kind of thing. But I'm sure I'll be stressed a year from now. But anyway, that's what's going on. So we'll see. But that book idea, I really appreciate that, Judy. That's a great idea, and we'll it's in here, believe me. Kathy Butler, oh my, feeling old now, laugh out loud. Ernest Gringo, my daughter wants to know if the Gateway is any good. I've heard good things about the Gateway, Ernest. I've heard very good things about it. Be curious if anyone's been on the Gateway. I haven't. Tell me what you think, folks. There are definitely YouTube videos out there about the Gateway, lots of them, so you'll be able to find some reviews on it. Crystal Johnson, 29 thumbs up. Oh, okay, we got 29 thumbs ups. That's great. We're climbing on the thumbs ups, folks. Thank you for all of you giving me thumbs ups today. Please consider doing that. You should be just below the screen here. Just hit that button. K-Sib, Celebrity is awesome. They greet you with a glass of champagne as you board. They are awesome. Celebrity, I'm telling you, almost nothing but good things about Celebrity. Almost nothing but good. Whenever I see what's what am I looking for? A poll, favorite cruise line by passengers, not by experts, because, experts are schmerts, some are paid, some are not. The public, the cruising paying public, you hear or see results, they get excellent grades, high grades. Food, excellent. Accommodation, excellent. The ship's amenities, excellent. I've heard very good things about Celebrity. I haven't been on them yet, but it's on my bucket list, on my to-do list, and I've heard very good things. I have seen some great cruises, price-wise, for the Caribbean, for Celebrity. Even, like, I'm looking ahead already next year, January, February. There are deals next January, February on some of those Celebrity cruise ships in the Caribbean. The Solstice and the Eclipse, these ships will be 4, 5, 6 years old next year. And so they're not the new kid on the block anymore, like they were 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you couldn't get on Celebrity for under $1,100 for a balcony. Not a chance. Now, 700, 800, you can get on a Celebrity cruise. Well worth the money. The food is excellent. Let's see, Scott Batchley. Who's the weirdo with the thumbs down every day? Love the daily vids. I don't know. They don't identify themselves. I don't know who it is, but someone gives me a thumbs down, and I think it's someone who likes this channel a lot. But I don't know who it is. I don't know. What are you going to do? It's an engagement. It just counts as another engagement, but I'd prefer thumbs up, sure. Uh, Debbie is saying, I like the way Holland serves you the food instead of everyone picking over the food. Seem my hygienic. Love the way it serves you the food instead of everyone picking over the food. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I do like the food in the main dining room. It was fantastic. We had the same waiter every night. Every night of the cruise, in the main dining room. We were with another couple that we were traveling with, had a great time, and it was fantastic. 5-star dining every night. Fabulous. Seems more hygienic. Seems more hygienic if you don't. Okay, gotcha. Kathy, agree, Deb. That does sound better. Norman Duarte, Norwegian Cruise Line, April 8th. Can't wait. Oh, it's coming, Norman. It's coming. It's so close. You can taste it. Soon you'll be doing the. You'll be doing. Well, this is the last. This is the last 15th of the month. The next time it's the 15th of the month, we'll have already had our cruise. And then you'll be playing the little game that I love to play. Oh, this is the last Sunday that I'm at home, because next Sunday I'm on a cruise ship. And then you'll be playing, I won't be home on Tuesday for 2 weeks now. This is great. Oh, it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. It's going to be great. Debbie is saying 42 thumbs up at this. That's 13 more. Thanks, everybody. 13 more thumbs up just came in. Wonderful. Love that. Jenny Miller, Gateway is a great ship. Specialty restaurants are really good. See, there you go. Some of us have been on these. Debbie, I'm going to blow the budget and go on Celebrity next. You won't have to blow the budget. I'm telling you, there's deals. Just shop for the deals. Some of these deals have great cabin credits too. Look for those. Crystal Johnson, now 42. Fabulous. 42 thumbs ups. K-Sib. Royal Caribbean is better for kids. For adults who want a more mature cruise, go Celebrity. Lots of deals. No belly flop contests on Celebrity. That's right. Much more calm, sedate, mature, higher quality on the food, the rooms, you betcha. Royal Caribbean, action-packed stuff, fantastic. But if you're not looking for action-packed because you're traveling without the kids, I'd highly recommend Celebrity, highly recommend Holland America. Yeah, those are two for that. Excellent cruise lines at a great price. Holland America is owned by Carnival. Celebrity is owned by Royal Caribbean. So you Celebrity and Royal Caribbean, same family. Holland America, Carnival, same family. Princess Cruise, also Carnival. Okay. What do we got? Debbie saying in the buffet, they serve you the food instead of self-serve. Oh, I see what you're saying, Debbie. Okay. Thank you for that. Very interesting. So it's only handled by the staff. It's not picked over by the people. I see what you're getting at now. I see what you're saying. Norman Duarte, yes, he's saying. K-Sib free drink plans on Celebrity right now. Yeah, I've noticed a couple of things going on. I'm going to mention that right here. Princess, I saw an email. I saw a news article the other day. They are offering free, no tipping cruising on some cruises. I was looking at vacations to go to see if I could find one. Couldn't find one today. I might have to go on the Princess Line website itself to find them. But at this point, very low deposits required on Princess cruises, and in some cases, no tipping required. And I feel kind of 50-50 on that, because you're taking away from the staff to give the passenger an excuse not to tip the staff through the suggested gratuity program that they all have. All cruise lines have that. On the other hand, are they compensating the staff anyway? I don't know. I just don't know. So does that mean now, well, am I going to slip my room attendant, $20 at the beginning of the cruise and another 20 at the end, or am I morally obligated? How guilty will I feel knowing that he's not getting anything now from the cruise line, because they don't say anything to us about how that works? I kind of rather they offer us a cabin credit, or they offer us a drink package credit, what we're talking about right here, something like that, or a shore excursion, throw something like that in, and then keep the tip program in there and still make it a discount, but through, that's just me. Okay. Well, anyway, that I did notice that on Princess. Other news, just to let you folks know, I did have some news for you today. Aida, which is owned by Carnival, Aida Cruising, which is specializing in cruises for German passengers. It's a German-speaking cruise line, dominantly. It's managed by Costa Cruises, which is also a Caribbean property. And Aida is growing dramatically growing. The number of German cruisers is climbing significantly. They were just announced today, Carnival and Aida announced today, that a third new ship, 188,000 tons, that's 5,000 plus passengers, has been ordered, and it is the third liquid natural gas powered ship to be ordered in this configuration. These will be the cleanest burning ships on the planet, because the fossil fuel, liquid natural gas, is a very clean burning fuel compared to the diesel and all the other additives that other cruise lines have. So that's the third that's been ordered. So the first one that's going to be powered by natural gas, liquid natural gas, arrives, called the Aida Nova, this next December, December 2019. It will be arriving and be in service, and then 2021 and 2023 for the second and the third. So Carnival's already looking ahead 5 years and ordering ships now for 5 years from now, liquid natural gas powered. And the reason for that is because of the Paris Climate Accord. These cruise lines, they know that if you're going to put a ship into Europe starting next year, the year after, you're not getting in there with a rickety old 1995 cruise ship that you can use in Tampa Bay in the Caribbean. Those ships will be banned from Europe. So cruise lines are getting with the program because they're not American-based. They are not owned by Trump's friends. They are run by international corporations that know they go internationally. They go all over the planet with these ships, and they know the rules coming up the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and they're ahead of the curve. So the liquid natural gas ships will become dominant, and then we'll also have the hybrids, which is the liquid natural gas powered generator powering creating electricity to put into battery storage on the ship, and then the engines run off the batteries. They run silent, and they're far more efficient. Quite an amazing transformation happening. And eventually these ships will be in the Caribbean. They'll be in Miami. They'll be in Fort Lauderdale. But the cruise lines that have been bringing out the last of these diesel-style ships, they're going to be converting. They're going to have to convert their ships over eventually. And I'm amazed that I'll see a cruise line today announce, yeah, we're building a new ship, 4,500 passengers, blah, 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 blah. And it's the diesel-powered engine. What are they thinking? You're gonna keep that ship using U.S. ports, because it's going to be the only country left that you'll be allowed to operate those ports in, because most countries will shift over on the Paris Climate Initiative to go cleaner burning, and it's available. The technology is there. I don't know why it's not being pursued. Now, I will tell you that I'm just waiting now for within the next year, we're going to hear news announcements from cruise lines that are going to say the so-and-so cruise ship, which is 15 years old, 20 years old, going into dry dock for 60 days, and we're retrofitting the ship to use liquid natural gas. It'll be completely converted out and then they'll add the $100 million of upgrades to it, and it'll be good for the next 20 years. I can see that happening as well. But the newest versions of cruise ships will all go liquid natural gas, especially if they're flying Europe. There's no other way to get in there. By the way, Carnival, which owns Aida, I was just looking at the stats today. Some of you know this, some of you don't. They have 103 ships now. 103 ships, 10 brands they operate, 10 different cruise lines. 232,000 cabins right now. That's 2,300 a ship on average. 20 new ships are on order with Carnival. 20 new ships on order for delivery between 2018 and 23 at this moment. And that number is probably going to rise. That's a 20% add-on to the fleet in 5 years. That is massive, absolutely massive. In the meantime, of course, over 5 years, every one of their ships will have been in dry dock. 103 ships will have been in dry dock in 5 years. That's the other amazing part about this business, how often these ships have to come in, because 5 years of wear and tear, 1 week at a time. Oh man, those ships need to have new carpeting, new bedding, new mattresses, new TVs, towels, everything, tile flooring, complete ripping out of restaurants, putting in new restaurants, adding all the features. That is a big business. 3 million a day for a cruise ship going into dry dock today. That's the today dollars. 3 million. So if you're in there for 30 days, 35 days, 100 million bucks. That's the bill to fix that, to upgrade that ship. It's massive money, absolutely massive. Highly capital intensive. That's what I'm going to say. Let's see now. Any more messages that are coming? They are coming in. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Yes, free drink. Okay, Peter Heckema saying, have you ever thought of organizing a group cruise for you and your subscribers? Yes, I have. Yes, I will, and I will be. But that will be, the earliest will be later this year, fall towards the end of the year. Between now and August, September, I'm here building this channel and growing it. But yeah, that's in the wheelhouse. K-Sib, we are going on the new Celebrity Edge in December. Let you know how it goes. I'm curious about that. Thank you. I know they delayed they canceled the December 3rd cruise. That was one of the preview cruises. So I'm curious how that's going. There might be a little delay on the design or whatever, but I heard it was early. Now I hear a cancellation. So we'll see how that goes, K-Sib. Crystal Johnson, I have to go now. For now, we'll try to be back at 8 o'clock. See you at 8? Yeah, well, that'll be great. Doreen Chapman, a reflection, 24 days. I'm excited. You should be. That's going to be great. Judy Anstes, laugh aloud when I first started. Then she said something, first started 20 years ago. We used to call cruising going on vacation on the prune barge. Laugh out now. And now we just got an email for my cruise documentations. The prune barge, yeah, the prune barge, yeah, because cruising in the 1980s, we all thought about the Love Boat, the TV show, The Love Boat, and the stars of the show were in their 40s and 50s. The Captain Stubing was in his 50s. All the passengers were older. We always saw you always saw the episodes with the widow and the widower, and then the older couple, and the conflict and the love stories, and it was all the same schlock every week on the Love Boat, and it was all considered, oh, it's just, that's what old folks do, you know. Going on a cruise is kind of one of the last holidays you'll have before you go to the old folks' home and wait to die. Not now. Oh no. Cruise ship holidays now are whatever you want them to be. 20-year-olds can go on cruises. They can't believe it. 20 and 30-year-olds can't believe it. They get sucked in by somebody. Somehow they got talked into going on a cruise with grandma and grandpa or whatever, and they get on a cruise ship on a Royal Caribbean, and they can't believe what they can do with zip lines and flow wave riding machines and rock climbing walls. And then they get off the boat in Labadee, Haiti, and they got the zip lines that are, I don't know how long, a mile long. And oh, they love it. Yeah, cruise shipping is now multi-generational. Laser tag is just being added right now by Royal Caribbean. Electric go-karts are being added on the Norwegian Bliss cruise ship. It's action-packed. So if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, there's a cruise ship for you. And the itinerary to match, it's wide open. It's absolutely fantastic. Excuse me. K-Sib, we're going to New Celebrity Edge. Make sure I'm catching up on my messages here. Sorry, folks. Pat Reed booked a 14-day cruise on the Escape, and I'm hoping the party animals don't take longer cruises. Yeah, hopefully, Pat, you'll be on a calm, enjoyable 14-day cruise, and you won't have the 3-day booze cruise crowd with you. Yes, I hear you. No fistfights, please. 43 thumbs up, Crystal is telling me. Fantastic. Norman Duarte, also solar ship coming too. Yes, Norman, that's another feature as well. Power from the sun. Judy Anstes, 20 years ago, we used to call cruising the prune barge. And then KSIB, we're booked on the edge the 6th of December. Hope it works out. That's probably the first one now. That you're probably on the #1 cruise. So cross your fingers and yeah, hope for the best there. We'll see what happens. What else was I going to tell you today? I'm just going to check my other info. I read something about the biggest mistake you can make if you're on a cruise ship, the biggest mistake you shouldn't make. And that the whole gist of the article was booking, going on a cruise and booking yourself onto all kinds of shore excursions, especially the ones where you have to be at the meeting place at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. in the morning, because you're ruining the whole point of the reason that you went on the ship in the first place. You likely were going on a cruise to relax and just take it easy for a week or so. And now you've booked yourself military precision, got to get up at 6 a.m. or 6:30, get all cleaned up, get dressed, whip yourself over to the buffet and have a bite to eat if it's even open that early, and then hurry up and get over to the thing and get on that bus and be on an excursion for 1 hour ride and whatever you're doing, and then finally coming back. Is that the whole point of the cruise, was to just run around like crazy and do all this stuff? Relax and consider strongly if you're going to be in San Juan, Puerto Rico for a day, sleep in, go to the main dining room, let them serve you breakfast, or go to the buffet and relax and enjoy your, little of this and a little of that and a little of that and a little of that. Go down to the Starbucks cafe and get the latte you love, or your Americano or your cappuccino, and get off the ship at 10 in the morning and do your own thing. You can rent, there'll be someone there that has one of those bicycles that they pedal. You can sit in the back. You can do one of those. Or you can just grab a cab right on the pier, right on the end of the pier. There's cabs sitting there. And you can talk to the cabbie and you can make a deal with the cab driver and say, well, why don't you show us around the island or take us to a real nice viewpoint? We're going to hire you for the next 4 hours. What's the deal? And you might find a $40, $50 deal, and he'll drive you all over the place, knowing exactly what you want to see, because he did the cruise yesterday. He did the cruise 3 days ago. He did this ship last week. He knows. And you've got your own excursion for two, and enjoy the island. Or you've teamed up with another couple on board that you met already. Maybe you did dinner the other night in the dining room, shared a table with 6, 8 people, met another couple, and they've been to San Juan, Puerto Rico before, and you haven't. And they're going, you've never been to San Juan? Oh, wow. Why don't we team up? Why don't we just grab one of those van taxis? The 4 of us, we'll split that between the 2 couples, and then we'll do a 5-hour, 4-hour go around. We'll show you all the island. That'll be great. You can't go wrong with that. Instead of spending $100 each on an excursion, you're spending $50 with a cab, or $25 splitting the cab, and you're buying a couple of beers or getting to a Starbucks on the shore and having a great old time. Great way to go at your leisure, your pace, and you're not killing yourself on a cruise. Having said that, if you're in Europe, like I was with my daughter, we ended up in the port just outside of Rome, and we had booked, and we're glad we did, the all-day excursion to Rome on the bus, which included lunch at a restaurant, all included in the deal. And we were driven right to downtown Rome on a beautiful air-conditioned bus, right to the Colosseum to start things off. And then we did the Vatican for about a 4-hour afternoon stop after lunch. We loved it. I mean, I was loving this because I was enjoying the whole day in Rome, pressure-free, not have to worry about getting back to my ship on time. They handled it all. I was with the Norwegian people, and it was fantastic. Did the same thing for Florence and the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The whole day, 7 hours. They took care of everything, and I gladly paid them, and just relax. Now, I have seen my viewers, some of them have said to me, Bruce, you can also do private tours where you can book on the internet before you get on the cruise. You're going to be in Rome for the day. You can book a private limo tour of wherever you want to go, whether it's Rome or the next day it's Florence, and you're in your own rig. And the cruise or the package is so many dollars which is cheaper than the two of you taking the cruise deal, and you got your own vehicle. Now, if you can team up with another couple and you have a big old limo for four of you, even better. Now you've reduced it again. You can do that too. So there's so many ways to go without having to be regimented by the cruise line to hurry up and get going and get your meal and get your breakfast and get out there and don't miss it. And now you're traipsing along. But hey, to each his own, and that's the beauty of cruising. You can kind of make your own holiday once you're on the ship. You can still make your own holiday. Fantastic. Let's see. K-Sib is there. Oh yeah. So Debbie's saying you didn't get pickpocketed. No, didn't bring much of value with me. Let me tell you that. I just needed my ship card. Had a couple of dollars. What else did I need to bring? Didn't have to bring my wallet per se because I was on the ship tour, and we were just fine. Yeah, it worked out just great. Let me see what else I was going to tell you folks today. Double check. Oh, I was going to ask you folks. Okay, you're young. Pretend you're young. You're in your 20s, 30s. If you could have a job on a cruise ship, what job would you want to have? Is there one? And what job on the ship wouldn't you want no matter what? And let's assume that the job I'm talking about for yes or no, it could be a well-paying job. So in other words, I know we don't want to be the grunt in the basement of the ship doing laundry, probably not that job. So forget that. I'm talking about what job in the crew wouldn't you want to do? Even if they paid you good money, what wouldn't you want? Kind of curious. Get your thoughts on that topic, and we'll kind of wrap it up a little while later and see what your thoughts were on that. Another thing I was going to mention while you're pondering that, if any of you are going to respond to that question, was I was going to take a look at some repositioning cruises. So here I am with my tablet, and I took a quick photo today of vacationstogo.com, and let's see if this will work at all. I'm not sure if it'll work for you guys or not, but it's pretty bad. I'm sure it's pretty bad. You can see this reflective thing. Anyway, let me read this to you. I was looking at repositioning cruises that are coming up in the next couple of months because we're now coming to the end of February, coming into March, and into March and April, the ships start to get moved from the Caribbean over to either Alaska through the Panama Canal or up to the Mediterranean or Northern Europe for the Baltic. And I noticed a couple of good deals here. I've noticed one here was Miami to London on the Navigator of the Seas, a 14-day cruise. Balcony, $753, $370 odd a week. Man, you can't beat that deal. I saw another one, New York to London on Norwegian, the Breakaway, $785. That's a bargain there. Again, balcony. Then on the Oosterdam, I was just talking about the Holland America Oosterdam, 15 days, April the 3rd, from Fort Lauderdale to Barcelona, $833. Now, again, folks, I tell you, if you're a shareholder of Carnival, 100 shares at Carnival, you get a $250 credit off of that cruise, that room credit. That's $125 each. That brings that $833 down to $708 for 15 days. 5-star dining, bedding, balcony, nice. Oh, and you're in Barcelona when you get off the ship. How about that? 14 days, Fort Lauderdale to Rome on the Holland America Koningsdam. Another top-notch ship, $880, $440 a week, plus that shareholder discount. Wow. And then I found one here, Tokyo to Vancouver, Celebrity Millennium, $980 for a 15-day cruise. Again, if you're a Holland America shareholder, that's a $250 credit on that one, room credit. What's another one here? Fort Lauderdale to Barcelona on the Crown Princess. On Princess, 14 days, $1,115 for the balcony. $250 credit brings that down to just under $1,000. Still $500 a week. $500 a week. Oh my goodness. That's a deal. Fort Lauderdale to Rome, 14 days. Celebrity Reflection, $1,149. And then from there, they go up significantly. So those are about 6 or 7 repositioning cruises at a really good deal. They're all available to be found on vacationstogo.com. Just click in repositioning cruises, search for, say, April, from March to like May, and you'll find all the repositioning cruises that they're offering, and you can see some of these deals. They're fantastic. K-Sib would like to work the guest services desk. Debbie, I wouldn't mind being a bartender. Norman Duarte, CD, like to talk, play, game, keep the fun going all day. Cruise director. Yeah, that'd be fun, huh, Norman? Debbie is saying, yeah, but those stocks aren't cheap. Well, you can buy Carnival for about $130 a share, so that's $13,000. You only need a quarter of the money. You only need to put up about 25%. The stockbroker will carry the rest. He'll charge you the interest to carry it, but the dividend will pay the interest. And so you carry the rest of the shares. They carry themselves. The interest is a deduction, by the way. And so for about $4,500, you've got 100. You control 100 shares. That qualifies you for those discounts. $250 off a repo cruise. Pretty good deal. Where am I here? Norman, Debbie. Deb is saying, if you decide on getting stocks, what would you do? Tell them when you're booking, and how do you prove this? Okay, so as long as you own the shares 2 weeks before your cruise happens, you qualify for these discounts. Okay, unlimited, no matter how many cruises you take a year. What you do is you can contact, if you're booking through your cruise a travel agent, you tell your travel agent and they'll get that for you. Otherwise, when you are checking in online, you can also, they have those spots on the page where they'll have questions or comments. You can then notify them there. Otherwise, they'll offer you the 800 number. You always have the 800 number for the cruise line. Dial it, call the 800 number, and then talk to the operator in person and tell them you're a shareholder of the company. And then they'll tell you how to provide the info to them that they need to prove to them that you're a shareholder of the company. It's usually just a copy of your brokerage statement will do it, but they'll tell you exactly what you need. And it's easy, and it's hassle-free, and they welcome it. They welcome shareholders to apply for a cruise ship discount, for shareholder cruise ship discount. They don't fight it at all. They're quite happy about it. 44 thumbs up. Thank you very much, people. That is fabulous. I've got 36 folks watching right now. Thank you for all of that. I really appreciate it. The last thing I was going to mention on today's telecast in the last few minutes was the logistics of big ships. Took a look today at the largest cruise ships that are out there, and I noticed that of the top 13 largest cruise ships in the seas, Royal Caribbean operates 9 of them. The Allure of the Seas, the Oasis of the Seas. We know about the big ones, right? Quantum of the Seas, another big one. Anyway, these ships are highly limited as to where they can go. They're highly limited to where they can start from, embarkation port, because you need a terminal that can handle 5,000 departures in the morning and 5,000 load ups in the afternoon. You need a ship, a terminal, and a pier that can handle the luggage for 5,000, 5,500 people getting off the ship, and then handle the 5,500 people's luggage getting on the ship. That requires a lot of space on the pier, a lot of places to load onto the ship, multiple openings, and multiple teams of operators of equipment for that stuff. Plus, you also need the ability to handle the offloading of all of the waste from the previous cruise, all the empties, all the garbage, you name it. And then, of course, the loading up of all the new food, all the new provisions, all the new alcohol, all the new drinks, you name that as well. It's unbelievable. And then, of course, crew turnover. You may have 300 or 400 crew people coming off a ship, end of contract, a couple hundred coming on. It all varies depending on the time of year and the week and so on. So there's all of that logistics. And then the logistics of the ships visiting wherever they're going. If you're going to visit a port like the Cayman Islands, well, you don't have to worry about a pier for the Cayman Islands, because you're docked about a half a mile off the coast, off the water. So you're using your tenders, but you're going to have 6 or 8 tenders at a time in service, getting passengers down the elevators and getting them onto the tenders and getting them to shore, and then the reverse, bringing them back from the shore and back onto the ship. If 4,500 people want to get off that ship in the Cayman Islands, my goodness, have we got work to do. 200 people per tender, 250 people per tender. That's a lot of trips. 20 trips to the shore and 20 trips back. That's a lot of logistics. On the other hand, if you're trying to visit a port and they have a pier, you're going to need a pier that can handle the length of that ship, multiple gangplanks to get people off and on again. And then, of course, you're inundating the island with 5,500 passengers for 6 hours, and there might be 2 or 3 other ships at the same time. It's quite a logistical deal. I was thinking about this. The other thought of it was, right now, times are good in the cruise business. You've got top-notch growth rates. You have high occupancy rates. All is good. But if you got a 5% downturn in the cruise business, an economic calamity, a natural disaster, man-made issues, countries don't like each other, and all of a sudden we have issues. Certain regions of the country can't be used for cruising right now, and those ships are relocated into the Caribbean, where Carnival has all these ships that are 5,000 passengers each, and all of a sudden we have 30 extra ships to choose from, and the prices come down. All of a sudden, Carnival or Royal Caribbean may find that 4,800 people are on those big ships, not 5,800. That's 1,000 less, and that's going to cost them, because those last 1,000 passengers are all money. That's all gravy now, because you've paid for the operation of the ship already. Now it's profits, and all those profits have just disappeared. The payments for those ships don't stop. They cost $1 billion a piece or more to build, and those bonds have to be paid every month or whatnot. So it could be interesting with respect to keeping them booked and fully booked as to how that goes forward when we have a downturn. And there are downturns, there are economic dips. We had one in 2009. We really haven't had one since these new ships showed up. And so it's been good times. And now we have the Symphony of the Seas coming, another 5,800 passenger ship. As long as the bookings are there, all is well. But if there's a 2% pullback, a 4% pullback, an 8% pullback, what happens? And I kind of wondered about that today. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that today. I'm going to mention that on my show tonight as well. Joshua Watson, my cruise is 8 months away. That's too long. I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. They're killing you. They're killing you. I got to wait 8 months. This isn't fair. Oh, Joshua, I'm sorry. Bob Hollis, Bruce, what do you know about MSC Seaside? Nothing good. I know that. It's the 15th largest ship in the world, if I got my stats right or something like that. It's a biggie. They got big problems. They got massive problems, Bob, regarding the George McGrower. The Seaside, not much, Bruce? Just went into service in December, Bob is saying, out of Miami. My goodness, we got issues all over the place, Bob. Plumbing issues, food issues, entertainment issues, bad construction issues, closet doors falling out of the tracks in cabins when the ship is moving, poor design in the bathrooms, people sitting on the toilet and finding that their left leg is pinched between the toilet and the counter, and they're losing circulation in their leg. Their leg falls asleep, just doing Mother's Nature's calling. Terrible design issues. We have got problems all over the place. Some smells of sewage all over the place. We've had passengers, talk about the first cruise was a disaster. The second cruise was bad. They still had problems on the third cruise. I had a viewer here last week who was just on the ship a week ago. Problems, still problems. Ordering of food in some of the restaurants. Terrible service from the wait staff. 6 languages for each announcement. Takes 4 minutes to make an announcement, no matter what the announcement is. And it's annoying because they want to promote this and promote that and promote that, and people hate it. We're having problems. We're having lots of problems. Anyway, next chat, Alex Sposo was saying, maybe in the next chat we'll go into further details on the Seaside. It's not good, Bob. We're hearing nothing good right now. I would avoid that ship right now for the next 2 or 3 months. I'd avoid it. I hate to say it, but I would avoid it. Those are the issues of the Seaside. Folks, I'm going to cut it off here. I think I'm going to end today's 5 o'clock chat. It's now 6:32 Eastern. I have to post this video, get it up, and then get ready for my 8 o'clock chat. I'm going to be on in less than an hour and a half on my next live stream today at 8 o'clock. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm doing 2 chats. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, I just do 1 at 5 o'clock Eastern, and Saturdays at 2. And if you're giving me a thumbs up today, please give it to me now. Love to get some more in if we can. We got 46 thumbs ups now, and I really thank you for that. And everybody who gave me super chat money today, thank you so much for the super chat donations into my little tip chart. I really appreciate that. Goes a long way because I'm not monetized by YouTube right now. and we'll leave it at that. So thanks for joining me today. Have a good night. For those of you who won't see later, anyone joining me at 8, welcome back. And if you have any friends of yours who've been you've been talking to about my channel and they just can't catch the live episode because they work, tell them I'm on in an hour and a half. Maybe they can watch it in an hour and a half. Okay. Thanks, you guys. See you later. Soul Full of Music. Debbie, we'll catch you later. Excel Poso, take care. K-Sib, Bob Hollis, thank you. George McCrower, Joshua, Norman, I'm looking at all the names that have been here. Judy, Crystal, Doreen, all of you guys, thank you so much for having watched today. We'll catch you all either at 8 o'clock tonight or maybe tomorrow. And so this is Bruce. Debbie's saying, going to movies, so I'll replay your first show tonight. I'll replay your next show on the replay. You'll catch me. Yeah, you'll see it. Have a good night, everybody. We'll catch you later. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce saying thanks for joining me today. We'll catch you next time. I'm on in an hour and a half. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.